where they were facing Nyx Lina. Like, Puck is still not great, but it's not... There's no Laguna Blade.
Sure.
Right? And they also had Nyx in comparison to, I guess, CM and Elder Titan.
Yeah, Elder Titan might be a problem. CM's sort of like whatever. If he gets off a great freezing field or something.
Look at Boots first Colio doing the same thing he did for all those other games. Tries to get a snipe with the courier. Doesn't work. And Bulba gonna try and do his best bully impression.
Yeah. This is the mid lane now, guys.
So this is why he did it. To counter the Nyx Assassin. His lane prep.
Just throws out the spirit. Now he's got a whole bunch of damage. Look how much damage. 66,
over
not
100.
Bad. Yeah. Punches the
Punch him. He doesn't even care about the tower. He does more damage than the tower.
Look, he's doing it again. Just throws out the spirit. Disgusting.
Disgusting indeed. I think, I guess
look at
Mana
him.
is the right...
Oh my god.
Bulba, calm down. I mean, there's no stun from
Yeah.
Nyx, so what's... I guess there's nothing really for him to be afraid of.
He just throws out one more spirit, walks back. He's just gonna go...
They do have Lifestealer versus Darkseer in the bottom lane, which is perfectly fine for Lifestealer since he has his own source of sustain as well as the rage.
They got a
if he
CM
wants
there.
to. Yeah, and the CM to be able to put some pressure on Darkseer and make sure he's not all the time.
Yeah, and you know, Forev is having a great time in the top lane. Like Warlock is one of those like 5-position supports that traditionally, you know, is a safe lane secure, but Shadow Word that doesn't do a damn thing against Legion.
Yeah.
You just press the attack that shit off. He is actually out CSing the Necro right now.
Wow, that is rough. Because Necrophos is so dependent on his last hitting. Oh man, I just watched him miss another.
This'll come in handy.
Get the range creep. Get the range creep.
Got the deny.
He got it.
That's the important one. But also this stack is going to be incredibly important. Giant body block, Cash doesn't quite get it. And, oh no, Mid.
You missed.
They died.
You missed the
Puck
kill.
died. Listen, guys, it's not my fault. I went from doing camera work for 3 people and having to rarely cast to then casting and camera work.
It's not like you've never done this before, please. This is how we started.
Excuse me, I am a premier Dota caster. I am very much used to having a cameraman.
Well, I mean, you know, back when you were in the trenches, back when you were in the trenches before Blitz Dota carried you to relevance, you had to do your own camera work.
And I'll probably have to get used to that again now that Blitz is gone.
Replaced by
Epicenter was the start. Rev. In a little bit of trouble here, slowed down by the upheaval. That is something that you can't press the attack off, even if you did have the mana. And that is going to be his death. Flying green skull is running at you, Charlie. What do you do?
You phase shift it all away.
So you're saying in your scenario you're a puck?
Yes.
Because you're a mid player?
Yes. Well,
I always thought you were a little bit of...
Well, you know me best. We do spend our nights together. Kaleo's been involved in, what, 2 kills now? It's been very effective on his...
Invisibility.
Smoke up. Oh, Dubus is pop. Bulbas is also pop. Cash, he sees them, and that is going to be a smoke rotation. Completely failed. Not getting what they wanted out of that one. The hell? Did you just get an emergency
Yeah, I got an
alert?
emergency alert. You know what I like seeing a lot now is like, I think maybe one or 2 years ago, you would see like these open qualifier teams go against more established names or whatever. Did you get the same emergency alert?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you'd see these open qualifier teams go against, more established household names in Dota, and they would get dominated.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be close. Like from minute 0, like everything would go wrong. And now, like, shit, I've never heard of OverPower before.
Yep.
But they're sort of competitive with.
I'm pretty sure OverPower hadn't heard of OverPower until probably a week or 2 ago.
Yeah, but
I don't
you know,
imagine this is
they're doing it right now.
Yeah.
4 of since top 3 TI, and well, as I say that, rotation on Gunner.
Whoa, what is that? That thing is really.
Yeah.
Opening up chat to make sure there was technical dip.
But yeah, it is really nice to see this skill gap decrease.
Yeah. We actually have some pretty close games. Colio comes in, just gives Dubu another love tap. They got a lot of chip damage on that mid tower. It's currently 1-2 Digital Chaos with a slight lead. And it's about to take this tier 1 if they could just maybe get another smoke gank or something on. OverPower, meanwhile, I would say their lineup's a lot slower, right? Warlock, Necrophos, Darkseer. None of those heroes are, well, they may be good in the laning phase and surviving. They're not run around and get kills sort of heroes.
Yeah, there's so much burden on the Nyx right now. And he is delivering in some way. He's been a part of 2 kills, but he's got to keep on doing it while keeping his levels up, and that's why they've given him the off lane here.
Mason is having very free time. As long as he's carrying a TP, there's nothing to really stop him except for Reaper's Scythe. So unless Venom is ever going to leave his safe lane, which Necrophoses do not want to do, Mason is free to be able to make plays like this, chase away heroes, and if he ever gets gone. So this is going to be an offlane tower that's going to be dying pretty quick unless OverPower come up with a plan to stop to that.
Yeah, I don't think so. They're just going to let him take it. Darkseer's not, not in any position to really stop him right now, and Cleo just wants his pulse. Like, that tower goes down.
They have Ghost Shroud, they also have the heal. ABED actually gets a kill on Gunner in the mid lane with his ultimate. Meanwhile, that rotation didn't really do much. They gotta slow down bottom lane. Man, this guy has such big hero map icons that I can't tell when people are actually engaging on top of each other, where they're just like near.
This is some like serious excuse.
What I'm trying to say is this person's account is garbage. We're gonna have Gunner rotating up to the top lane with the siege wagon, siege creep pushing in. I suppose this is a good time to put 2 of your cores in one lane and see if you could take a tower. They've already lost mid, so
Whatever at this point, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to rotate out without a guaranteed. Because most of the time you don't want to move your mid unless you're like actually getting a kill. But once you've lost the tower, in some ways it opens it up, right? There's less responsibility to maintain your.
I think this Warlock pick right now, it feels so bad, even compared to the CM, because the CM can at least gank. He can do something. But the Warlock, you're sort of just forced to sit there until you get level 6. And then even after that level 6, you just gotta wait for a team fight.
Mason Midas. Farm.
It's a great lifestealer item.
Dubu is actually going to be able to catch Venom here with a couple of slows. They do have the magic damage this time around, so Venom is not going to be able to just rely on the Ghost Shroud, but he gets it off before the duel. Now the question is, are they going to be able to get the stuns to be able to stop the incoming damage? Looks like they will. Venom didn't even need it. He actually has a little bit more heal. Here comes the nuke coming out from ABED. Almost enough to finish him off. Venom, but they do manage to get the vacuum. The nuke from Forev will finish him off. ABED's in a bit of trouble, though. Gets a heal from the Legion Commander. That's enough to be able to kill the Darkseer. Runs to the left-hand side. Collier's ready to go with the stun. ABED has a phase shift and an orb out. Is going to be able to get to the side. Cash tries to put a stop in that one to be able to get the heal off. Don't think it's going to be enough damage as it is. And it looks like OverPower are just struggling to be able to kill any of the heroes on the side of Digital Chaos. 4-2 now as DC pick up 2 kills, and they didn't even have all their heroes. Mason was still bottom, Bulba was hanging out mid. They actually outnumbered DC in that fight, but didn't win it.
Yeah, that was, as I talk about the skill gap, decreasing, it definitely still exists.
Yeah.
And DC just straight up outplayed OP there. Unfortunately, Gunnar did not have enough mana to use his ultimate. That definitely would have killed ABED in that fight. And probably saved the Darkseer as well.
Hang out on Venom here. He's also going the Rod of Atos build. Was that the same build that we saw?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it was completely fine. It's like super good against Puck. You need some way to lock down that hero early.
Kind of feel like Force Staff is like, there's this stomp and stuff with the ultimate. There's Lifestealer. I feel like the Force Staff would be very helpful for both him and his allies.
He might still get it, but like the double brace, like the build up for the Atos is like everything you need, right?
Yeah. Those early bracers are super good for you.
Yeah, you can still get the
Kolio does have an Ion Shell on him, is setting Bulba up, gets a lot of damage in. They also have the Spike Carapace, so there's no chance for Bulba to be able to get the disengage with a Stomp. So, be able to get that kill. Nice and easy. But it is DC still spreading themselves across the map, playing very kind of greedy and farm heavy, while still maintaining a very active lane presence, while OverPower are very much grouped up and playing defensively.
Mason has not had to leave his lane at all, and right now it feels like his lane's just a dead lane for OP. Like they can't really go to his lane. They don't have a great way to initiate on him. Warlock still is not level 6.
Behold!
And they're going to have some serious lockdown for that Queen of Pain and... well, actually, all 3 of their cores are pretty susceptible to the duel. So, Forev, if he can get this Blink Dagger and get another Thorn in OverPower's side.
Yeah, and he should. He's had a pretty good game so far. He's like he's just overtaken the Queen of Pain in net worth.
Oh, that is a Reaper Sight. That is not going to have enough damage to be able to kill Dubu. Of course, he's dead anyway. Oh, what a jump in! Turn around from ABED, and Mason gets the coil, gets the dual damage. 3 down, probably a 4th here, as Cash is going to be chased down underneath the Tier 1 tower. A dream fight for Digital Chaos. Not that they really needed it, as they were already up by a significant amount, but that lead is going...
At this point, like if you note, like all the supports on DC have hit 6. Like this Warlock is still not there. It's so hard for them to take it without that massive.
Are they? How does this happen? 13 minutes in, still no rock. That can't be.
Are they not buying tomes or what's? There's tomes.
I think
you can buy tomes.
No. That's the.
Oh, this is a bug. Yeah,
that's the Valve thing that we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm betting Kolio took the first tome, which is why he's level 7. But I think as the 4 position, you have to let your 5. Like whoever's more under-leveled has to get the tome. Especially if it's a big team fight ultimate that changes games. Which,
I mean,
Chaotic Offerings.
It is really difficult for him, right? Because the supports on DC side, they can move around and be involved in team fights, where the Warlock, he can't do anything. He's sort of relegated to only pulling. He can't do anything to the Legion Commander. There's no kill potential for Overpower on any of DC's heroes, right? Or in the early game.
Jump in duel onto Gunner. Oh, that thing is actually really cool. The stomp Kana thingy.
Yeah, honestly, it's a little confusing with ice shards. Can you imagine if there's like a Tusk in the game? Because the thing looks so similar to ice shards.
Ice shards, ice path, and then freezing field all in the same area.
And an
That'd be a whole lot of
Invoker,
blue.
ice wall down.
Oh yeah.
You just don't know where to step.
Ice, babe. Dude.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Right.
Polio just ran into a lifestealer. That's not fun. He's dead.
Feels bad.
Lifestealer's one of the best counters to Nyx's success in the game for so many reasons. You ignore Spike Carapace, you have Rage, so he can't Vendetta impale you, ever. That should never be a thing. And a Reaper Scythe will finish off Dubu, so Venom does get his second kill of the game.
But you know, Dubu doesn't care.
And a duel in the mid lane. For a more important kill, it's going to be Core that dies on the side of Overpower. They lose their Darkseer, and they get more duel damage for forever. Oh, nice stomp. That's going to be able to catch Venom. They do have Cash behind. He's going to throw down the Chaotic Offering, but Necrophos, he doesn't wake up. He's still stuck there for another second, so they easily still surround Venom. He's going to be forced into the TP out, but now there might still be a catch here. In fact, there surely will be. Forev just starts right-clicking away onto Cash. They don't have any lockdown for Gunner, so they're not even going to worry about him. Kolio does give Cash enough time to be able to TP out. Nicely played. Forev still 12 seconds shy of being up.
All that was is DC establishing their dominance here. They're letting them know
They showed who the alpha is.
Yes, you cannot do anything.
Nobody was more alpha than Mason on this team.
It really is. I don't know if there's anybody. Is there anybody more alpha than Mason in the scene?
I'm not sure. Like, Mason's pretty goddamn alpha.
Yeah, I don't know.
First of all, he's just a big guy, right? So there's a
his
check in the
appearance
box.
is
He
like
doesn't seem
part
to.
of it.
Yeah,
but
it's part of it, but it's attitude as well.
Yeah.
Like, that guy doesn't give a shit about anything.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to tell you at all.
Yeah. And speaking of that alpha, Venom goes down. ABED takes that one. ABED currently sitting at a score of 7-1-3, has 8,800 net worth on him right now compared to Gunner, who is suffering at 5K.
We have Kaleo stalking Forev right now, but he's pretty hard to kill himself. Sitting at level 12, got that Ogre Club. It's like there's nobody on Overpower that can do anything. Mason gets chased down by Venom, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like the hardest hero to kill in this game right now.
They're still chasing after him. But they're
just getting
a lot of heroes nearby. They are going to turn, go onto the Elder Titan. Almost gets off the stomp. Stopped by the Reaper Scythe, though. He does end up going down, tanking that ability while Kolio got eaten up by Mason. ABED coming in from behind here. Does have the coil. Holds in Venom. Brev holding off on the duel there. Maybe he was just baiting out the Ghost Round. Waiting to use it a little bit later. Boots off that Rod of Atos. Now they jump in. Are going to be able to take down Venom. And now it's just a chase, a cleanup. Whatever else they can get, they'll take. That's going to be cash. That'll be the extra duel win for Forev. Now up to 54 plus.
This is a game where it's hard to find an opening for. Oh, Hunter doesn't. ABED doesn't choose to pursue, but like this is a game where it's hard to find an open. Overpower here. Only take a fight with Warlock ults, but that guy like gets bursted down immediately.
Yeah.
He'll get killed in every single fight without getting off an impactful rock, just by simply the puck with a lifestealer bomb initiating onto him immediately. Warlock's gone, and then at that point, like, Overpower doesn't even have a way to punish that.
No, they really don't. Technically, they do have Nyx Assassin. That is the only thing that Nyx Assassin is
He's
good.
got a preemptively...
Yeah, preemptively spike carapaces the pop-out of the Lifestealer. That is so hard to do.
That's so hard.
It's so difficult. They're going to be able to grab him. Oh, he just explodes, and a fountain of blood and guts and glory for Forev 68.
I think the even more demoralizing thing is that I don't think OverPower even... They're just trying to get individual farm and play safe right now, rather than trying to go for plays. And in all fairness, I don't know what plays they can go for.
This'll come in handy.
We say drafting problem then? The
The
way this has gone down. Outplay is obviously a factor.
Yeah, it's. I think the big issue here is that one, your off lane, the Darkseer, it doesn't do anything to pressure the Lifestealer.
Rock's going to be dropped. Mason turns around, still swiping at it while he's waiting Venom for get out of the Ghost Shroud. Actually moves forward, gets the Reaper's Scythe. Nice vacuum back into the wall. This is actually looking good for Overpower, unless Mason can overpower them all. He's going to have to deal with Venom here with the regen on top of him. ABED's going to be able to dodge a lot of this damage, holds off of the phase shift, waits, blinks forward, and actually just orbs away. He's not going to be fighting around, and Mason is just seemingly invulnerable. They're just completely ignoring him until everyone else is out of the fight, in which case Mason is too.
I mean,
One good fight for Overpower.
Yeah, that was good for them, but like you see, they got the perfect initiation combo, and they cannot kill Mason.
ABED has the Ion Shell on top of him. He's not going to be able to make an easy blink away. Seems like movement speed is still...
Just gonna Shrine up. Warlock. All their ultimates are down, so they can go for Roshan here. There's a very convenient Arcane Rune sitting outside. And yeah, it looks like they're gonna take the... They should take the free... At that point, you can just hit high ground. But yeah, I think this definitely had a lot to do with the draft. Like Warlock versus Legion doesn't do anything. Your offlane gets pressured while their offlane pressures you.
Yep.
Don't see very many games where you win in that case.
Aegis for Mason, since he is going to be the tower hitter. He's going to be one sieging the tier 3s. Extra life. Polio's looking for a comeback hand of Midas. Gunner blinks back. He's going Orchid into the late. Have a plate mail that was considering a Lotus Orb to remove the silence, I think, but he has now changed that into an Aghanim Scepter, which is probably for the value plate. Jump in. Duel is going to be catching cash here. Kolio is going to be able to put a stop in that one, so it looks like the duel damage isn't going to go the way of Forever, but they might still be able to get the kill, thanks to Dubu slowing him down. Actually doesn't pursue it. Probably for the best. Obviously, we know he probably had the leeway to be able to go for that kill, but at this point, you can never trade away yourself for a support when you have this much of an advantage. Gold difference alone will make that very much not worth it. It'll be like a 200 gold kill and give it away like 600 gold.
Mason's just going to safely rage siege the tower with the Aegis.
Move the Rod of Atos. Kolya is actually trying to make an initiation here onto Dubu, get that kill and then get out, but unfortunately he's going to be stopped by Bulba. Force that surge away, still not enough. DC do have the damage. Make it a quick 5 versus 4.
I mean, I
ready
respect
to go
that.
high ground again.
He tried to do something. Oh.
Yule Scepter for the Rod of Atos. They are going to drop the Chaotic Offering, get the Reaper Scythe out, but they don't have the damage. Now they do! They actually do manage to bring him down ever so barely, and Mason loses his Aegis as well. In the backlines, Forev is actually having a hard time finishing up that Queen of Pain as well. It looks like the stomp is going to be enough for Mason to get out, but not enough for Forev. So, Overpower do manage to hold here.
And they're going to keep on going.
They're not gonna kill. Oh god, that's a turnaround. Mason actually almost finished up Gunnar. Gunnar managed to jump away just before the stop. Mason instead gets the Warlock. And Gunnar, with this little HP, can't really help out Venom. He can't really run into the trees either. Dubu had that one covered. Gets a little bit of heal off. Colio munched up. 2 shots is all it takes for Venom to finish him off. Another surge. Venom gets more distance. He'll be good.
That was definitely some hubris from ABED over there. Did not need to blink into the base.
No, he didn't. He could have just let Mason siege some more. After all, he had the Aegis.
But instead, he baits the rest of his team in, and half of them die. But, you know, at the end of the day, probably learned his lesson from that. I can't imagine that we'll see a similar fight.
Slowing down Venom. Takes that tier 3.
Yeah, they probably safely try and take the shrines now or something. Or go for an infest bomb.
They're going to be able to grab. Oh, Gunnar, that's a big one. They take out the Queen of Pain. Venom's already down to half health. Now even lower after that combination from the Elder Titan. They clean up 3. All 3 cores drop there, and only one of them had buyback. That's the Necrophos. Colio now gets spotted. Didn't have a duel, fortunately. So nothing to stop Colio being able to walk away, but Venom might just die again. They activate the shrine, but it's a bit too late. The damage is overwhelming. DC once again just rip through OverPower, this time inside their base, turning 1 lane of racks into 2, and that into a GG call from OverPower.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like Gunnar says, it's a disaster.